Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Oh, shit, here we go. So, ladies and gents, welcome to the first episode, I guess. I don't know, father and son. Bit of therapy, family therapy.
And mommy.
Oh, yes, and mother, of course.
Yeah, mommy.
Bale is away. She's away in bed. She's got a cold. And it wasn't actually...
I was wondering if she's away, really.
Yeah, she's...
Just her throat.
Yeah, I said it was about the gigging, but it's not. It's she got a cold while she was gigging. That's what it was. But she'll be back in a couple of days. Do tune in this Friday and this Sunday because we have fun videos. Anyways, something very peculiar that's been happening lately is that father and us in the house, we've been discussing a lot of Indian music, and the obviously our realm of expertise, I guess, of both of us is percussion. Probably father, it's definitely more well versed. It's definitely better versed than me. And this is an artist called Mahesh Kale, or Kale, I think. Mahesh Kale.
Yeah, Mahesh Kale.
And it has quite a bit of percussion.
Yeah,
It's
live in Melbourne.
Melbourne, that's right. You know,
Wow.
Melbourne, right in Australia.
Yes, sir.
Go. So let's give this a little watch, and then we'll discuss, I guess, both percussion and music. Any expectations before we begin?
No. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be in a high standard,
High level.
Level, yes.
Okay. Well, let's give it a little watch. I've never seen this. Feels weird sitting here.
Yes, and again the floodlighting.
Yeah.
But this is more traditional instruments, as I had
So I think
seen before.
this would be classical.
Yeah, very classical.
I think this is called a harmonium.
Mm-hmm.
I think we discovered that with you.
Yeah.
This bit here, I don't know if people can see my mouse. This is obviously the tabla.
Mm-hmm.
I forget what this one is called,
Yeah, I forgot it as well.
but we literally just searched it up like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think this might be a... can't see from this angle. I think like a violin. Might be a violin. Yeah, I think it might be a violin. I think this is this. So we watched that. We watched something similar to that actually in the South Indian music special.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the last video that was quite lengthy and it was very sort of difficult to break down and comprehend. Now
Here is the same, because he's showing a very classical way of singing, probably from the area he is coming from.
I do wonder where he's from. Like what part of India? I'd imagine maybe southern. Maybe Mahesh Kale grew up in the south.
Maybe. Yeah, exactly the same technique we heard from the other video. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually exactly. Yeah. You've never heard, but I mean, apart from the podcast, you've never heard anything like this.
No, never.
Yeah, it's so odd. Like
This is,
completely brand new.
yeah, completely new and unknown.
Yeah, I guess people that like us, like this would be like the first time kind of discovering this. I'd imagine for people from India, this is obviously a common like sound, maybe not utilized in the commercial sense, but it would be like us showing them like traditional joropo from Venezuela, I guess. Like they'll probably have the same as like what the
Yeah, maybe.
you know, it's like what how it's so intense, it's so dense and difficult to comprehend.
Yes.
Breathe.
Very difficult to explain. So difficult to explain.
Fuck.
We need Waleska here.
Yeah, well, vocally speaking, I think most likely, again, this is in our realm of expertise. But percussion speaking, and perhaps this is maybe even like sufficient to try and understand. Well, to attempt to break down this, because it is the beginning that in which is utilized for more than commercial music, like the utilization of the tabla and I guess the harmonium and things like that. But obviously this is utilized in a more purist way, more classical.
Yeah, from my perspective, I am more inclined to the rhythmical section.
Well, obviously, yeah, I would imagine.
That's what I naturally try to find in any type of music. In this case, what is calling my attention is the visual effects and the vocalization.
Yeah.
Percussion is really, I mean,
Somewhat basic. I mean, it's certainly more
Yes.
more of the on the I guess repetitive nature. It seems to be more of a loop.
yes.
Yeah.
And it's a totally new discovery for me.
Yeah. Now the
And
reason. Go on.
Maybe with the time we will start to understand what that type of vocalization means. I'm thinking probably it may have certain inspiration of religion or worshiping music.
I have no idea. From the little that we've been learning, yes, and sometimes no. Like a lot of the time, they do seem to be certainly religious, connected to religion. Or
Yeah, because if you take a look at the floodlighting,
Yeah.
it's trying to connect you
to something.
with something
Yes.
superior,
Yeah.
and the rest of the band is probably following what the vocalization is
Now,
doing.
the reason why I think I'm showing you this first is so you can kind of perhaps see the very pure nature of classical.
Mm-hmm.
And now I wanted to show you someone who is kind of on the. He definitely utilizes influences of classical music from India,
okay.
but they've become more commercialized,
More commercial.
and he even mixes in some alternative,
Yeah.
alternative rock. So I wanted to show you. So this is a song we checked out a couple of days ago, maybe even last week. So I have heard this. It's Arijit Singh, by the way. But you can kind of tell the origin, right, in listening to someone like Mahesh Kale or Kale, especially with the tabla aspect of things. Maybe given that is in our area of knowledge, perhaps the vocals we should just leave to Walucha.
Yeah.
But listen then to a more perhaps commercialized. This was done for a movie. The video is just the lyrics for you.
Yeah, but there's more melody.
Yeah, so
Even from the beginning, you have more melody.
but the same looping nature in the
Yeah.
tabla. So you
Yeah,
can-
in here, in this one, at least you have a verse.
yeah.
The intro with that kind of chant,
Yeah.
which is very typical from what their classic music is about. But now you have a verse. Clearly,
Oh, sure.
he's singing something, even when we don't understand their language. We can understand now that he's saying something, and is part of the verse, the first verse.
Yeah.
In the other song,
It's only more free flowing, not structural.
exactly, it's not structurized.
So that's what I guess the benefit of being able to see both. It's because one, it's certainly so pure and
Yeah.
classical, pure classical. This is then more unorthodox way of doing things, in the sense of it's commercialized, it has structures in verses, way more instrumentalization of things, melody, rhythm.
I would say better that not in terms of how commercial it could be, but
Certainly very commercial.
yeah, but
Very.
but basically it's more melody, you know.
Melodious,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
You got it better from the very beginning. You can hear the chord in the intro.
Yeah.
And it moves smoothly straight to a certain period of music, and then the voice.
Yeah.
And I think it's way more, you know, sweet, and it keeps your attention in the voice.
Well, yeah, I agree completely. I think that's why it's so cool to see the complete opposite in the completely classical music, and then see it in a more because this is the soundtrack to a movie.
Yeah.
So very commercial. It's
Yeah,
very
it has to be
atmospheric.
very commercial.
Yeah, yeah. But maybe not commercial in the sense that we know it, as in pop, because this
Yeah.
isn't pop. But certainly more melodious for sure.
Voices.
Also,
Wow,
yeah.
Do you know about the movie?
So I think this was for the movie called Gulion Ki Ra Slilela or Lela, where I think maybe we even did a video where we showed like what the atmosphere looked like.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure if it was for this one, because there was one where it was certainly beautiful, like it had it was like a scene from the movie, but I'm not too sure which movie this is. Maybe after this we can
Yeah.
check what it looks like. The inclusion of that acoustic guitar is brilliant.
Yeah, and in this case you have a bass guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, production wise this is something different. Yeah.
So much instrumentalization, right? It's brilliant.
Mm-hmm. And the lyrics are way more complex of what he's singing.
Yeah. The pronunciation.
Yeah, the pronunciation is way sweet, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, like the way, like, I guess.
Soft.
Yeah,
Very fluid.
I guess phonetically, if you were to pronounce like in Spanish,
Yeah.
raja, that was
Yeah,
we wouldn't pronounce.
Rahamain.
But the way he says it
The
is,
way he pronounces it is very, you know,
Yeah.
soft.
it's naturally melodic
It is.
and elongated. I think
Yeah.
that was one of the realizations we made.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And together with that, it's more orchestral, the arrangement.
Yeah.
And it makes it sound, you know, thicker, more powerful, and keeps you attached to the environment, you know?
They have peculiar ways of putting the accents in.
Well, in fact, what I am looking for are the sounds behind his voice.
Okay.
So all the instruments working together, because the arrangement was made for an orchestra.
Yeah.
Even when it has only typical instruments, it's an orchestra at the end of the day. You may easily have over there more than 20 musicians.
Yeah, I'd love to know. Yeah.
And yeah, because the string section sounds very, very fat, you know?
Very thick. Yeah.
and probably certain instruments, so many different typical instruments, and at the end you will have more than a big band.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm trying to find so many different sounds from different instruments, and it keeps me, you know, focused on everything, and it creates an environment very specific, very special. So what I would like to know is what it translates.
So, and by the way, we were just we were listening to this song yesterday, my sister and I, and we were listening to it in the kitchen while we were cooking. I don't know what the hell we were doing. And mother, that's right. And the more you listen to it, the more you're able to catch sort of these tiny little details. So I'll certainly play it again in our own time so you can catch it.
All right.
So the translation is that bit at the beginning where it says Ye laal ishke, that means this red colored love. And then Ye malal ishke, that means this anguished love. This flawed love, this enemy-like love, this red colored love, this anguished love, this flawed love, this enemy-like love. So I think ishke means love. I don't know which dialect that may be because I think there's different languages all across India.
Yes.
So if someone could kindly let us know. I'm sure you've clarified this already, but I seem to have forgotten. And then it continues to say, I made you an enemy in such a way, that I wasn't myself anymore. Oh, that I wasn't myself anymore. So you see this chanting sort of repetition things, concept. Then again, Mera naam ishke, my name is love, your name is love, my name is love, your name is love. That repeats itself, and it proceeds to the bit where it says again, Ye laal ishke, which goes on.
Basically, is for a romantic movie.
Yeah. So the name of the movie is Goliyong Ki Ras Leela Ram Leela. Now, I don't know what the story would be. And I don't even know if that's the right pronunciation. I do apologize. Then he goes, should I change my name, or should I hide your name, or should I forget all my memories? And I become a hermit. I just have one job, which is to love. My job is to love. My job is to love. Continues to say, your name is love, my name is love. And that's pretty much the ending, except for this bit where it says, should I grab this dark night? Should I grab this cold moon? Continues to repeat itself. The difference in light of day and night, should I change it? I made you an enemy in such a way that I wasn't myself anymore. Oh, I wasn't myself anymore. And it continues to the chorus.
Yeah, very good.
So very poetic in its nature.
So poetic.
But certainly this chanting value.
Written by himself?
I think this was composed by Arijit himself, yes. He seems to do that with most of his songs.
Wow.
But yeah, well, there you have it, guys. Certainly very interesting to...
it is.
I don't know if I've actually done a good job in presenting the previous piece first to kind of provide a bit of context. But do let us know if perhaps you think there are other videos that may represent sort of classical music better or maybe easier to digest. Any thoughts?
But basically, personally, I will have to make my own research on how melodically speaking, musically speaking, all those typical instruments work.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because the key is very complex at the beginning, in the first video, and then the vocalization extremely difficult to explain.
Certainly.
And at the same time the floodlighting working, it produces a very good atmosphere.
Yeah.
But how can we interpret that if we don't understand the lyric, or at least how that music work?
I think they're all fair questions.
There's so many things to understand and research.
Let us know in the comment section below. I'm sure we'll love to check out the comments, and as always, both of our parents actually check the comments with us, so feel free to share your thoughts and any of the answers to the questions we got. Apart from that, goodbye.